in a world where tabletop role-playing game developers have to work with a live chat to create supervillains, there are only two men that can come to the rescue. But 2.5 men if you count me, because I'm kind of just a mist. And that would be none other than
us.
You guys.
Ta-da!
Were you waiting for us, Troy, or were you?
It was not. I was pressing buttons, and I was like,
he was looking for the right button.
I was. That's exactly what I was doing. But it's funny because I put that pause in there, and it did sort of sound a little bit like you were supposed to do something.
Right.
Hey, look at the chat.
I know, right?
Already on fire. Hello, friends. Look at everybody's here. Everyone's showing up. Everyone's saying hi. Squire's here. Claude's here. Hey, we hung out with Claude this weekend.
We did.
We did.
We had a wonderful time.
Yeah, what a good guy. And now Claude and I had not met him in person, and I was happy to be delighted, and also delightful. I'll just say it was delightful. Rebel Moose is here as well. RC, thank you for holding down the fort for us. Gene's here. Hi, Gene.
Troy, is it up to you if you're delightful, or is that up to other people?
No, it's up to me.
Okay, just
yeah. It's a thing. I turn it off and on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Claude says masterful tension building. Certainly. You like that music? Yeah, it's kind of creepy because we're building a supervillain squad.
We are.
Yeah.
We've decided there's not enough evil in the world. We're going to contribute a little bit more today.
That's right. I'm trying to get, here's the thing, friends. I'm trying to make it so that our YouTube titles are a little more confrontational. Like I want to just challenge people to come watch the thing, and it's really kind of difficult because I like my stuff to be kind of goofy and fun and silly, and not so confrontational. But how about this? Yeah, I feel like we build a flawless supervillain squad like nothing you've ever seen. There. At least I'm. Challenge. Yeah, right. And at least I'm leaving people's moms out of it, and I'm not cursing their name and all that. But I'm going to also turn off this music because we got a little housekeeping to do. I want to say hey real quick to Mastermind to Pook, who says happy Mumamo Super Famo. Yeah, absolutely. Who am I missing? Anybody? SC Terran Marines here. If you've got, here's what I'm going to have you do. Hey, Angel, good to see you. Glad you're here. While we're talking, kind of doing a little bit of updates and news and things, I want folks in the chat to think about the villain you want to see these two gentlemen noodle on. And the idea will be that we'll do a drawing, you kind of pick someone, and you'll have a oh, nice. This is great. I was a 7.6 on a scale from 1 to delightful.
Excellent.
Yeah, says Claude. Yeah, nice.
Unfortunately, it's a 100-point test that Claude was giving you.
True. We didn't have to say that, but that is the truth. But yeah, first of all, I'm super delighted to, and also delightful in the sharing of, we have a big sale going on. It's the big super mega blowout sale. And it is really every single thing that you'd ever want, and some things that you didn't know you wanted are on sale right now. And I'm just going to play something real quick. Yeah, check it out. I'll admit I was a little indulgent on that one. I wanted to kind of do like a 70s sort of vibe, sort of a Love Boat vibe to it. But yeah, you got to get in there. You got to buy some stuff. You will not see deeper discounts than this for some time. Robert Kempis here says, happy dappy afternoon, folks. Happy Mumemo to you, Robert. And Abel says, time. Yeah, exactly. Rebel Moose says, Mumamo builds 8 villains. You won't believe number 4. I might actually change it to that. That's really good. and
you put us on the hook for 8 villains, Troy?
Well, we'll adjust the number for inflation.
Oh,
but
right.
Mastermind Pook says, you suck. Prove us wrong by coming to the stream, friends. Yeah, it sounds like grandma wanting you to, come home for the holidays.
Yeah.
Well, maybe my grandma's just that confrontational. But okay, so we've got some stuff happening. Oh, Dominic's here too. Now I want to see an Eminem villain with a Love Boat gimmick. Yeah. Chris Pramer says, what deals? Take my money. Oh, you know what it reminds me? I'm looking at Chris, and I'm also reminded free shipping. Yes. On domestic orders over $60. $60. You know, it's pretty easy to get the $60 with a sale like this. You'll end up with so much good stuff. We'll ship it right to you.
I'm trying to figure out why the Love Boat keeps popping up in my life.
Right?
I was at karaoke I was at karaoke recently, and this guy came up to me and he was like, "You remember the Love Boat from when we were kids? I'm gonna sing the theme song for that. You should sing it with me."
You're like, sir.
I was like, I don't know why you think that we're the same age. But I need to go home and rethink my life, I guess.
Exactly. Maybe just a little more moisturizer, perhaps. But no,
I think it's because I was singing like Tom Jones and Frank Sinatra, and
right.
It's like, oh yeah, you're just a young looking old guy.
It's a bit of a stretch that you love you are an old soul, but the classic karaoke's are not, necessarily new stuff. It doesn't mean that you know all the jingles to, 70s, the Love Boat. That it was a wild show anyway. All right, so here we go. Everybody get ready. So Alex, why don't you kind of explain some of the setup for this, and then also note that there's a big heap and helping of we're making it up as we go.
So, to be sure.
All right. Go for it.
Yeah, we today are going to be building a squad of villains based on your guys' prompts, whether that is a type of villain that you'd like to see us tackle with, a name, a theme, pretty much give us a power or a name or a theme, and we'll come up with something to go along with it. They're a squad, but I don't know necessarily that we're looking at like a unified theme, like everybody's from the same place, same power.
We'll see how it looks.
Yeah, we'll sort of how it comes out. I did also want to say thank you to Around the Bend for hosting us on Saturday.
Around the table, yeah. We went round the bend, but we were around the table. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thanks for I forgot to mention them. Yeah.
Yeah, and really, thank you to GalaxyCon for hosting me this weekend. So
that's right. And so you were at GalaxyCon.
For M&M's games this weekend.
Holy crap. And you were at GalaxyCon. We had you digitally piped in to the crew that were hanging out in Linwood, Washington. It went pretty well, I think.
Yeah. I was very, even with 7 players, I felt like we were still able to have everybody have a good time. So
yeah, it was fantastic. Hey, Chris Pramer says Saturday Night in the 70s, Love Boat and Fantasy Island back to back. Chris, you're kind of like our little Hervé Villachez. He won't know who that is, Alex, but he will. Okay, so
I'm trying to decide on context if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Hervé Villachez was the actor that played Tattoo. The little friend of Mr. Rourke.
Mr. Rourke's sidekick.
Yeah, they both kind of had some magic stuff going on. They were making dreams come true and nightmares. But enough.
From what I understand, Troy, there's a bit of randomness to how they show up.
That's right. Sort of.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. If you've got an idea, drop #villainy in the chat. And then we will end up spinning the villainy wheel, and whomever gets picked, then we will take that idea and then they will run with it. And they'll just keep running and running and running.
Oh, Claude, don't tempt me with down on their luck, ineffective supervillains. I'm always here for that.
Yes.
Yeah, as the originator of the Doomba, I am here for loser villains.
The Doomba.
That's
I
one
love.
sentient Roomba who's decided that he's going to conquer the world for his father to get back at Abracadabra for pranking him with sentience.
How very
Right.
dare. And also, quick question. Just type #villainy, the word villainy.
Yep. No space.
No spaces. Yeah. And does that work in? I wonder if you have to do it on its own.
No, we
There's
got
2
some
entries.
entries.
Okay, that works. Yeah, we got 2 entries. Keep on keeping on. We're gonna continue to discuss Hervé Villechaize and his role in no. Why do I feel like did I play a Roomba in one of your adventures,
I think you
Alex?
did. I think
I
you.
feel
I
in my
think,
heart like I had.
I love how Troy's like, do I remember being a Roomba?
yeah, I think you were. I think that was the Freedom City Rascals. Yeah, it was on Gen Con TV.
There
I
we
think.
go.
I think you were
So-
Doomba and Chris
yeah, I was
Pramas
like, why does that feel so? Yeah.
So
was,
familiar.
he was the aging killer moth to the Raven. I'm trying to remember
Nice.
what I named it. I think it was Lunar Moth is what I named the killer moth prestige. I don't know. I gotta double check.
All right, we got quite a few entries. See a couple. You might want to try. There we go. You got it. All right. We will get to the wheel and spin. And now here we go. My favorite part. I love the way it does that. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Bum, bum, bum. Claude. All right, Claude, what is your idea?
Claude's got like 4 ideas in there.
Right?
Of course he does.
So pick one.
Pick one. Yeah, pick one. And I'm going to keep that list going. So if you make the if you add another hashtag, I don't think it'll get you twice. So you might want to save your ideas and just throw the one in. But we'll pick another person here in just a moment. Right now it's Claude. Big boisterous bruiser.
Okay. That's pretty broad. We can kind of do a lot with that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like immediately trying to come up with something where we play against type, because the big boisterous bruiser is generally going to be in most like supervillain squads is going to be like a lieutenant guy, is going to be the bosses around and says, hey, go beat up that guy. He's the muscle. He's usually not so bright.
Yeah.
And all of that. So what if we make our big boisterous bruiser either a lot smarter, more charismatic, or just, like more fun and less violent?
Yeah.
My
What if
brain's
he's
like, let's make the bruiser Sailor Moon. A 16-year-old blonde girl with the occasional temper problems.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only problem with that is that we need to get big in there. So is she a giant 16-year-old girl? So I could go with giant.
Yeah, giant lady is sort of a very popular trope in comics.
There is that.
But I do see how it would be kind of a fun play on just someone who's just absolutely polite and so very, like earnest and some kind of a professor of something, but also a big bruiser.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we want to go? We want to think of a name?
I'm actually good with bruiser at the moment, but
okay.
Let's see if in relation to another character that sparks some additional ideas.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. So do we want to fill this guy out or this lady or this person? Or do we want to?
Let's draw one more.
Let's get into the draw and see how the characters can relate to each other.
All right. We got 11 entries. We're drawing again.
My brain was like, we have a bruiser. We need concealer now.
Well, that becomes then our makeup themed.
Robert Kemp. All right. Robert, tell us your idea.
Yeah.
Drop that in chat. I'm actually going to play around with something I don't really play around with. I'll show it on screen. While we're waiting for Robert to do that, I'm looking a lot of great suggestions.
Yeah.
The chat is always an idea generator.
Mhm.
Yep, it's true.
Boo. Evil dog. A hot poet.
Extraterrestrial gladiator.
Comes
All
to
right.
Earth for honor and glory.
Nice. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
That's
So-
the entertainer. They should all be ER names.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So
No.
we got the Bruiser. We've got
We've got
the
the gladiator.
Gladiator.
So now, the gladiator sounds like we're talking about a character whose big focus is that they are a really good fighter.
Mhm.
That they have they have like high ranks in fighting, and their attack bonus is really good. And they're looking for a suitable opponent to test their abilities.
Yeah.
So we have to decide if the Bruiser is somebody associated with the gladiator, like in a they're friends from work, kind of way. Were they in the same space, gladiatorial ring?
That,
Or-
yeah.
What if the Bruiser was the first person the Gladiator fought when they got to Earth?
Oh,
They decided to go and find more people to beat up together.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like that idea. I'm also feeling iconic weapon for Gladiator.
The classic, I mean, apart from like a sword, I think it would be fun to go with like the gladiators who like use like nets and tridents and things like that.
Yeah, I was thinking net and trident too.
That would be a fun combination.
now if he's from some space gladiatorial something, would he have a like one of those carts that normally are pulled by horses but would float around like
We can have a space chariot, sure.
space
dolphins.
chariot? Yeah, space dolphins.
That's too Lobo. That's a little Lobo for me, but
Although there's a strong thread in the chat for having the gladiator be super small.
yes, yeah. That's
having an adorable alien who just is like ferocious is, I don't know.
very.
I'd
He
be
could be like a shoulder pal, hanging out on the big
Oh, I was
Bruiser.
going to say, right, he can be just like riding on the Bruiser's shoulder, and then you get a whole like Benny and Cecil, from
Yes.
the Imperial Guard sort of vibe going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking if we're keeping the Bruiser as like as a teenage girl archetype, having the Gladiator being Ewok would be even funnier.
Right. Like
Just a space teddy bear with a bad attitude.
And of course, like has this like incongruously like really deep voice. And,
Yes.
it's just like, who will face my challenge?
I
but
love
you're just
that.
so adorable. Stop that. I am not.
That's right. With the
I
I have
tiny
learned
little,
the meaning of this word since I've arrived here. My people don't have one like that. But
I am the scourge of the 7 galaxies.
with a tiny
dare
gladiator
you.
with a cute little voice going, "Don't talk like that to him." Kind of in that kind of like a high pitched little creature voice. Let's
Right.
yeah. And so is the gladiator then a little humanoid, and the
The Bruiser is a really big humanoid.
oh, okay, gotcha. I thought I didn't know if we were going in the direction of one of them as a teddy bear.
could be.
Well, teddy bears are humanoid.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
true. That just means basically human shaped, right?
Yeah.
Like,
2 arms, 2 legs, a head.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is shaping up interestingly. So let's get a third character point to relate to these two and see.
Here we go. I'm going to make the drawing, and folks, make sure if you are, if you've been picked, and so you won't get in there again. But if you haven't dropped one in yet, make sure you do. It's not too late. And here we go.
Yeah. Claude mentions an ET scenario where the Bruiser Earthling finds a tiny gladiator alien friend.
Fred.
And Nate Robbins, woo, big Nate.
All right, Nate, give us your character idea.
Tell us what you'd like to see these two guys sort out.
Chris Pramus from the top rope with the history reference.
With the elbow.
Go for it.
Stanix, if you type in #villainy and then put your concept in there, it'll put you into the
drawing
spinny thingy.
That's right. Rotarius.
Mhm.
Nice. Nate is probably just. Nate did say a Rectorian. I don't know what that means, but
Yeah, that was before he got drawn, though.
I know.
Actually, I think it'd be Raytiarius.
Rotarius.
Raytiarius.
Oh, I went to high school with that guy.
Right?
This is one of the things that Nate said. Villainy, twin brothers, and the bad one is the one that is now amusing the id of the brother he killed on accident. Oh,
I know he means assuming the ID, but amusing the id is like the one
a
brother
whole-
got stuck in the other one's brain.
Whole
right.
other
You
concept, right?
kind of describing my life.
I hate my twin in the wound, and he's been a problem the whole time.
Nate,
Very
let us
true.
know if that's close. Should we put Nate on pause and do another drawing, or
Sure.
yeah, why not? Here we go, and Nate, type in the hero or the villain rather that you want us to make. SC Terran Marine 14, our old friend, SC Terran Marine. Friends, drop your SC Terran Marine. You just wrote villainy, which is great, economical, but we don't necessarily know. Yeah, we need a concept. And Nate, is it the amusing the id? Is that what we're working with?
Anyway, because I just like that idea.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
ST does have one up a little bit higher.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we just go with that and go with Nate's twin brother who assumed the identity of the other brother instead of amusing the id that he killed on accident. Okay.
Ooh, an accident. That's not good.
Nate says, Queston, amusing the id, a Troy story. I love that. Nate, your role, if you choose to accept it, is to type out what it is you'd like us to make. Is it okay? Yes. So he says yes.
Okay, cool.
So a pair of twins, one of them was killed accidentally by the other one and is now assuming the identity.
Yep.
That makes me wonder what benefit assuming the other one's identity is. So that makes me think like, and this doesn't feel like it belongs with the other characters we've come up with so far, but it makes me think that the one brother was the owner of a company or sort of like a Lex Luthor type who had something that was worth taking from the other one.
Right.
Ah.
Well, now what if our twin brothers were initially long lost twins, didn't know about each other, and one, like you say, Alex, is like this billionaire, philanthropist, inventor, what have you, has all these resources, and comes meets up with his estranged twin, who has not had as much good fortune in his life, and there's an accident, and the wealthy, successful brother gets killed, and the surviving brother is like, well, like, not only do I have to cover up this accident, but the way to do it is to assume my brother's identity, take over all of this, vast resources that he has.
Yeah. What if the brother was a superhero with battle suits or something, and the twin happens to be a match for the biometrics for the suit? So now he's taken the suit. Now that's the villain aspect of it.
What if there was this? What if the wrinkle was that the brother who was the rich billionaire found the twin because he needed to test some stuff and he could have killed him,
and he needed somebody who happened to have his exact genetics.
Yeah, and then whatever that therein lies the conflict. The billionaire ends up dying, and the leftover twin says, "Hey, I can live this life," or
we can combine them using the id issue, and whatever happened, swap their brains, and the brother who was supposed to die did die, but it was the other brother's
little
brain.
Prince and the Pauper action there.
Yeah.
What if the other brother did die on accident, but he is now in the mech suit or in like a sort of like
transferred into like a computer AI?
Yeah, like Iron Man's Jarvis.
Or it's just like a encoded consciousness. It's not really the brother, but it has all of the brother's personality, and it really hates the fact that now it's driving for
right.
Yes. I like that. This is great.
That has some interesting possibilities.
It has some legs for sure. Let's see. RC says this is like a higher stakes version of the CW show Ringer with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gerald. Yeah.
So SC Terra Marine's concept is an uplifted lab rat with a battle suit, which kind of works with the battle suit concept of our other character. Maybe if, like Troy was saying, the character was testing some new technologies or things like that, the lab rat is like the test subject. But the accident is the lab rat's psionic powers do something like swapping the brothers' minds, or transferring one of them into a computer, or some other weird thing like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Or
I have an idea. I really like the idea that the brother who died, the lab rat was one of its subjects, the alien gladiator was one of his subjects, the big bruiser was one of his subjects, and when the other brother takes over, they're like, hey, I'm not him. I want to do villain stuff. If you guys want to do villain stuff, let's be cool.
Yeah.
I like it. And so he basically admits to them, hey, I'm not him, but let's have some fun. Like, look what he did to you. Look what he tried to do to me. Like, it's
right. We've got all this stuff now.
Yeah. I love the fact too that the rat could be just trying all of its various ways just to like take out all of its angst and anger on humanity because of being a rat. I love that.
He doesn't have to be a billionaire. Maybe he's a hobbyist, like a basement lab or something, and he's picked up all these people from around the area.
That could be.
Okay, let's see. Roborat. It's not a bad name. Okay, so here we got how many is that? Is that 4?
That's 4.
Okay. I feel like Chad, I think a squad 4 feels squadish. Now I want to thank everybody for giving us your suggestions and playing along. Let me get rid of this comment and
oh, come on, Troy.
Okay.
I think we could probably do a few more. I don't think.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I want to.
Alex is I want to roll.
Yeah. Happy to do that. Let me open those back up. Cool. Should we do want me to roll another one?
Sure. Yeah, roll another one.
Okay. Now, if you're just joining us, what we're doing is you are putting in #villainy and a concept for a villain, and then we push this button and it goes and it may or may not pick you.
Yeah, we can also even call them the E-team to go with the E.T. thing that somebody brought up earlier, but it's like the experiment team.
That's fun.
GM Jonesy. What was your idea, friend? Make sure to retype that for us. And drop it in chat. Roborat would probably be in charge, or really try hard, right? SC Terra Marine? Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I was going to say I can see more of a like sort of scheming lieutenant scenario of where the rat wants to be in charge.
Yeah,
but the bruiser and the alien don't respect it.
Right, I was exactly saying, but the bruiser and the alien back the other guy, and
they're like, "Aren't you a rat? You're a rat.
Aren't you a teddy bear? Get out of my face."
That's right.
Yes, Robo-Rat equals Starscream.
Yes,
exactly. Right.
Exactly.
That's
as soon as that other guy leaves the room, the rat is like, "Now at last, I'm in command."
I love it. GM Jonesy going once. Excuse me.
He had an idea that was a sidekick turned renegade, or
Let's
Former
see.
sidekick goes bad. Former sidekick breaks bad.
And I'm looking for that. Was that way up in the
516?
Here we go. Villainy.
Yeah.
Former sidekick turned evil.
Mm.
But now, are we kind of a little bit of covering that, sort of a little bit, like not really a sidekick, but more of like a rat, you know?
Well, no, I'm even like, so if we assume that the one brother was leading a hero life, but doing this horrible stuff on the side, maybe there was a sidekick who gets convinced to join the E team.
Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Like learns all the bad things that his mentor or her mentor was doing, and is like, well, I've been holding back my whole life. Maybe I should jump into that. Maybe I should be a villain too, or something.
Maybe they're so valuable to the lab
Right.
because of their, knowledge and understanding of everything that they, they play sort of unsuspecting or just sort of this, not overtly villainous.
Yeah, or the sidekick is still working in the lab and bringing them supplies
Right.
unwittingly.
Unwittingly.
Yeah, I guess that's not Breaking
how-
Bad, but
How funny.
Right.
like, are you sure you need more mustard gas, boss?
That seems so bad.
That would be kind of funny if, like, if the lab was taken over by another interest, that sidekick would be like, yeah, oh yeah, no, I just need 40 pounds of C4 for whatever,
Mhm.
What do you want live smallpox for?
Right. I love that. That's funny.
Robo Rat's trying to get the Black Plague going again.
Right. Well, it's a rat classic.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have some respect for history.
Right. And hey, Nate, congratulations. Nate making his steps. Yeah.
So
10K.
Claude suggests the sidekick is the bad one who is running the evil experiments. And
and the hero brother was caught in the
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah.
Sidekick saw an
Crossfire.
opportunity to take control.
Yep. Which
Interesting.
actually puts an interesting scenario of the sidekick being the potential leader of this team.
Mhm.
It's an interesting complication. Go ahead. Sorry.
And the brother is basically his pawn for keeping control of things. Of, well, yeah, you go out and pretend to be that guy, and I'll coach you through it.
I like that. John says, what if
Oh,
the twin who was killed was working off a debt to a major villain organization and still expected to be paid off? Something, or at least caught the attention of, and at his passing,
Sure.
suddenly there's an undue interest. As they still believe the person inside the battlesuit is the original. Yeah.
Right.
Gene asks what their power levels are.
You can do a lot with these guys from anywhere from power level 8 to power level 12 if you wanted to, really conceptually, depending on how effective you make them.
Yeah, I like the idea of mixing and matching with this group, I think.
Yeah.
Like the Gladiator being PL12, but having no interest in being in charge.
Right.
I'm curious, gents. Do we want the chat to throw out any kind of other factors or sort of I don't know, environments or what kind of layer are they in, or
Well,
any of that?
I guess to me, the next thing when you've got a group like this is to figure out what kind of crimes are they committing and why.
Yeah, what do they want?
What are they after exactly? And so where and how are the heroes going to run across them?
Yeah. Why would they be called to? Yeah.
Let's come up with some goals, chat. If you guys have goals out there, I think that start throwing some of those out with your hashtag villainies.
I like that, and I also love it when Stan says "ahem."
I have a feeling we're about to see a teddy bear with a spear.
And net, one hopes.
Yes, exactly. All right. I'm going to be so you know what, do we want to start a new round of drawing, or do we want them to just kind of throw stuff in chat?
Throw some stuff in chat.
Okay, that works for me, because I've also got the Facebook.
After high tech. They're tech thieves, basically. All right. Twin getting what's left of his brother out of his brain.
Sure.
Robo Rat turning everybody into rats, of course.
I don't want to cure cancer.
I don't want to cure
Into
cancer.
rats.
I feel like that the I feel like that the rat would not want to turn humans into rats because they would feel I think it probably feels superior.
Hmm. Right. Humans don't deserve to be rats.
Right, yes. All
They
right.
deserve to remain the lesser creatures that they are.
All big and clumsy and noisy and
Mm-hmm.
walking on two legs like dummies.
And
I
they
want to play Robo
stink.
Rat so bad.
They don't even have any. They have just patches of hair on their body.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Even the ones that have hair get it waxed sometimes or shave it off or dye it different colors. What's wrong with you?
And no tail.
Mm-mm. The Ratvager.
Right.
The Ratvager.
The Ratvager.
That feels like a vehicle.
So far, they're definitely all about stealing things.
Yeah, I know the Gladiator came here to find people to fight. So
Right. So he's happy to do whatever as long as there's a good chance that they'll end up fighting someone.
Yeah, I guess we have to decide who's in charge. I think that probably determines
That is the big thing.
that angles a little bit as to
Is
what they might be up to.
Is it the sidekick? Is it the brother, the twin, or is it the rat?
Sorry, guys. Facebook is deciding that it wants to verify that I am me without sending me any way to do that. So, so we're doing it the roundabout way.
It appears you're just a disembodied mist. We need more confirmation of your identity.
Exactly. Almost there, though.
Show us your face, Troy.
I don't have a face.
It's not fair.
All right. Almost there. Okay. Let me do this. I had to get on the phone and throw it in Slack.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Claude. I like the notion that the sidekick is the one in charge, but is pretending to let the twin run things, and the rat wants to overthrow both of them, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Bruiser and Gladiator are exactly just along for the ride because they just want to, beat up stuff, basically.
Yeah, I agree. I do. I really like the idea of the sidekick being in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And the cost.
Yeah, that's super fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Not Beavis.
Beavis.
So now we don't know much about the sidekick. What?
Yeah.
What are they like? Is it does the sidekick have powers? Are they after having more powers?
I keep thinking, what was the name of that woman that did the Edna, the super suit? Edna Mode. I don't know. I keep thinking about her as the sidekick, but
Yeah. Well, if we're assuming that the hero is a battle suit, I kind of like the idea that the sidekick is a tech genius who doesn't want to have a battle suit, wants to have real powers, and that's the cause for the experiments on the aliens. Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
So maybe a sidekick who maybe she joined in as an apprentice and was just trying to get access to the tech that the brother had.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is a long con or this is an opportunity thing?
Could be either way.
Well, I want to show you this, guys. This is so good.
Did we just reinvent Syndrome from The Incredibles?
I think so, actually. No, we didn't. No. Here we go.
Syndrome was the sidekick of a superhero. That was different.
I love it.
That's good.
Look at Robo Rat's face.
Not super stoked. That's so great. I love that.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's so great, Stan. Thank you, friend. I love it.
And I love that the three of them could sort of form a coalition and be like, we're not doing whatever this backstabby politic thing is happening.
Right.
We're gonna go our own way and be our own freaks and geeks. Like, we're out of here.
Right.
I love this.
Yeah, they could definitely split off into their own little team at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that can add some texture to the general group dynamic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is the
Yeah,
sidekick
'cause at the end of the day, they were the ones getting experimented on. Like,
Right.
the
Gerald?
brother is in the almost ran category of the experiments.
Mm-hmm.
It would be weird to have any gravy-based anything in this villainy team because all the
course.
gravy-based monsters that I know are heroes.
Exactly.
Let's see. There's some really good ones. So, a runway model themed sidekick.
Actually, I kind of like the idea. Who's the rat in the Rescue Rangers? Dot. What's her name?
Oh, Dot. Is it Dot?
I've got double Daisy. I
Mm.
don't remember. Rescue Rangers. I kind of like
Clearly.
the idea of her being like the Gadgeteer's like mechanic,
Mm-hmm.
who was plucky
RC.
and like solved most of the issues. Right? Gadget was her name,
Mm.
and like the
Gadget.
the hero got all the credit for it, and she slowly
Right.
built resentment over like, you only got out of those situations because I was there to save you and fix the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens the time I don't try to save you.
Right.
Yeah, isn't that the same trope as the Go-Go Gadget guy and his
Penny.
niece? Was it his? Yeah,
his niece Penny
Yeah.
and the monkey.
Penny. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's interesting, and that suggests that our our power suit hero was more of a sort of pilot figurehead,
Mhm.
of just the guy who wore the suit, but not
Yeah.
necessarily invented the suit.
Yeah, that show
Right. A little bit of a throwback to back when
Mhm.
that was done. Just certain men could just be like, "Yes, I made this myself, and I get all the credit."
Right. Well, yeah, and that makes him the classic, exactly that guy who's just like, yes, of course I invented this and the internet.
That's
you know?
right. Exactly. Yeah, that's right, Dominic. Yeah, Dominic says that was a very popular trope of that era of cartoons. Yeah, it was.
Mhm, indeed.
Is
Yeah.
the evil brother a battlesuit archetype, but is very manipulative? Says
Yeah.
Angel.
He's the
Seems
battlesuit
like.
archetype. I think he's wearing the brother's suit, but
Yeah.
the sidekick is like, I let the last idiot die.
You're next.
Yeah,
That's right.
obey.
Cross me.
I like it. The Greatest American Hero. I loved that show. I don't know why they don't do any kind of a reboot on that, because that was sure fun.
Mm,
The bumbling adult hero and the kid that was the real brains. Yeah, that was the
right.
trope. The trope of the time.
Yeah, I like the menace that we've added to that, because that also feels like it ties back into sort of the ET thing that we were talking about earlier.
Mhm. Yep.
Where it's dealing with the cool quirky kids who find an alien or something.
Right. Right. So it would be interesting if we play around a little more with the alien element of the theme,
Mhm.
because there aren't a lot of aliens on the team. But it would be interesting if the sidekick has decided that the thing to do is knowing this gladiator exists and having learned all about alien civilization, is basically to find some way to sell Earth out to
Mhm.
alien invaders, and to basically say, I want to be the one that invites the conquering alien army to Earth and gets basically appointed ruler of Earth by them. I want to cut a deal, where the aliens will come and wipe out all of these idiots
Mhm.
for me.
That's right.
And put me in charge.
Yeah, and they could even be
Gerald-
doing they could be doing alien themed heists and things on Earth too, like setting people free on Star Island, or
Mhm.
Stealing supplies for Starhaven that are meant to go to
Yeah.
Starhaven for aliens here.
Right.
Gerald says, was Robo Rat tattooing the brother all along? I love that. It's very funny. Maybe the
Yeah,
mech suits are based on the gladiator's stolen technology.
Mm.
I I also sort of like the idea that Claude brings up of the Bruiser being another kid hero that knew the sidekick.
Mm.
What if the Bruiser? What if the Bruiser was another sidekick, and she and Gadget had a crush or an unrequited thing, and she's decided to follow along with what's happening, trying to rescue her from what's from.
Well, that makes the Bruiser sort of nicely redeemable in that way. And it's always fun if there's a character in the villain team who's potentially redeemable.
Dominic suggests villain team the Sellouts. I was thinking the number 2s.
I still like Alex's the E team.
I do too, actually. I really do like the E team.
And people are like, "Is it extraterrestrial experiment?"
Right? What is it? Electronic? Like,
no, it's a smart name. You just don't know,
right?
Let's see what we got here.
If you have to explain it, it doesn't work.
That's right. That's right. John says, but what if the alien gladiator is playing the ex-sidekick for a sucker and there isn't actually any invading army?
Well, that is always one possibility, as well as, of course, the inevitable possibility that the sidekick is going to do all this work and then the invader is going to be like, yeah, like, we were never going to put you in charge.
Click. Yeah, exactly.
You know, throw them in the cells with everybody else.
You're a child.
You know, and then the E team and the heroes are like, okay, so I guess we have to fix this.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Angel would like to suggest an mayo allergy. So if we want to fit that in somewhere, complication based on the psychic mechanic deciphered the alien tech, but got pushed aside by the test pilot jerk. Sure. Yeah. We've got a whole, this is a very telenovela style drama.
If the gladiator is playing everybody, it's probably because the gladiator wants the invaders to turn Earth into the next big gladiator ring, basically.
Oh,
the gladiator is looking forward to just fighting everybody.
Right. Oh, it scouted out. Yeah, maybe came to the planet even just to kind of to get a piece of the action. And that all he got was WWE and Gary Springer. Let's see. How about Second Gear as a name? That's funny.
I'm really. This is probably just my notion to make everybody a loser, but I kind of like the idea of the gladiator not even being a good fighter on their planet,
right?
And he's leaving like, to find a weaker planet.
His reputation is hugely exaggerated.
Yeah,
right.
Or he was sent here and told, "I know you're not really a fighter, but the way to get through to Earthlings is to find the biggest guy and punch him in the face when you first get there."
Right. It says an alien culture that knows all about Earth through prison movies and things that they got from the
Right. Hey, have you ever seen Earth Gladiator movies?
I like that. That's an airplane reference. Gerald Scrimshire says, like intergalactic fight promoters arranging superhero battles. Yeah, because every fight promoter is someone who really wishes they were fighting. Like that they want to be in on that action.
Yeah, exactly. If the invading aliens aren't going to put us in charge, then I guess we're going to have to save the Earth from them.
I like it. Let's see. I love the idea. This game never had a chance to play, says Rick. Hey, Rick. Well, glad that you're here. Rick Ralph Raymond Renner III. That is quite a name.
Right.
Absolutely glad that you're here. If you got any questions right now, we're creating this is the Build-A-Baddie workshop. We are opening franchises in all the malls that are left in the in the state or in the country. And
Troy, I don't know if we're going to attract the right clientele at the mall if it's the Build-A-Baddie workshop.
Well, there's some villainous types that are still lingering. I think that we might get more business than we thought. What's the next astonishing adventure? Oh my gosh, we're almost out of time. I'm like, why is Gene asking this question? We're not even at the end of the. Oh no!
It's the question Gene always asks at the end. Wait,
it really is.
Funny enough, the next astonishing adventure is all about sidekicks.
Right?
It is.
You want to talk a little bit about it, or
it's whatever happened to the next gen is the name of the adventure, and
about robotic rats. Strangely enough.
Yeah, that is
wow.
Weird.
Yeah.
Serendipity. It's an adventure about students at Hero High receiving messages that the alumni of the next gen have gone missing in their investigation to find them in the midst of somebody's latest scheme to get back at Duncan Summers.
I like it. And then do we dare Oh yeah, Rick, you certainly would have met us at Gen Con. We are ubiquitous all over the place, and we are often known to haunt the halls of Gen Con. Back around the 50th.
Rick, I will be at Gen Con running events next year, so sign up for a
Mhm.
Mutants Masterminds event, and I will walk you
Yeah.
through entirely
You'll
how to
have a
play
chance
it.
to play.
Yeah, you'll get to sit down with the actual line developer and get it straight from the source. That's exciting.
Hopefully I know how to play
Okay,
the game.
yeah, we'll learn you. All right. Well, so it is. Granted, we did start a little late. But
I think we should talk about a lair for them, and then
I
we'll
think
move
so.
on.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's
Mhm.
do we have a hard stop? Either of the two of you? I don't want to keep us.
Six-
Okay, good.
We're good.
6:30.
6:30. Okay, great. All right, so we have some time then. So how would you like to build their lair?
Well, I think we need to find a suitable location. Angel has
Sure.
some ideas, but
Yeah.
yeah, if people have ideas, post them into chat, and we'll discuss them.
I like it.
I mean, the obvious ones for this group are either a real, like skyscraper high rise, that is some, corporate headquarters or something like that, or the classic abandoned sewer
Mm.
lair.
Yeah, yeah. I see something very sort of second rate, like not quite skyscraper, but something middling,
Mm-hmm.
number 2-ish, crashed alien spaceship. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, presumably, if the sidekick is keeping up appearances, they would probably be in the old hero's lair.
Right.
Yeah,
Headquarters, the hero
lab.
Yeah.
lair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I see that probably being problematic for the people who were kept there and experimented on. So maybe
Well,
they have two
I was
locations.
going to say they might have two,
Yeah.
and the secondary layer
Oh,
is
that's right.
where they keep all of their purloined loot, and
Yeah.
where some of the team members who can't easily hide, like the Bruiser, have to hang out.
Yeah. Robert Kemp's has a secret corporate test facility that could have been off the
Mhm.
books because
Sure.
they. Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody
That's great
mentioned the
stuff.
crashed wreckage of the Gladiator ship, and I'm kind of into that.
that could be kind of cool, especially if it's
Yeah.
like buried in a swamp or something
Mhm.
like that.
Sure.
Looks like a big skull.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, that was very in, when he got that particular model ship.
Mhm.
An abandoned suburban neighborhood. Sure. Let's see what else have we got here. Yeah, this is good stuff. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm sort of torn between crashed alien ship, secret test facility, and under the mall. Under the mall keeps sticking in my brain.
Me too.
Right.
Absolutely. Just because it's so corny, it's so bad.
Like in the old Spencer's,
Right.
Right? Yeah. And I could see
right
them
across
too,
from the abandoned Auntie Anne's pretzels.
and Dippin' Dots. Right?
And,
That's what
I mean, what a place to have a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that they live there, but they're kind of doing it secretly. So they do go to Claire's to get their ears pierced, or they'll run over to Orange Julius and get a.
Ooh, the spaceship under the mall.
Yeah. Sure.
Maybe the spaceship landed, and then the billionaire built a mall on top of it, and now the mall is dying because that's what malls do.
Right.
This is all very good and vaguely depressing. Let's see. John says, "What if they have two leaders rent another more successful villains lair? Oh, which looks abandoned and which heroes routinely pass on patrol. Okay.
I think that may have been lease or rent. I think that's
Yeah.
I think it's probably a speak to text situation.
Yeah.
An abandoned WeWork
Oh,
site.
WeWork site. Yeah, those are going to get turned into a lot of layers.
Exactly. It's weird when they started out as a lair.
I would love if the abandoned mall was only semi-abandoned and there were a couple of stores.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Right.
Like when they shut the store down and then somebody brings in sort of a weird import store of spices and things, and carved wooden.
Don't you love the notion of a co-op villain lair? I mean, for villains who just can't afford the overhead of a lair themselves, but you want a lair share. In fact, they can call it lair sharing.
Lair sharing. I love this. We villainy. That's great.
Right.
That's so good.
No,
Yeah.
we had the death trap reserved for today.
Well, that's too bad.
Right.
It's too bad. Our name is clearly on the sign-up sheet.
I can see them getting into fights too because of the people that are coming in into the food court, which has just a miserable selection of not very good food. They keep almost blowing their cover.
Airbnb. There we go.
Airbnb Squire.
For the win.
That
Yeah,
is
there's one really scary landlord there who doesn't tolerate any nonsense
Nope.
from the
Right.
Not at
villains.
all.
right. The place is decrepit, but they are just keeping it running like a precision clock. Yeah, I like that.
Exactly.
Airbnb is so good, Squire. That's just brilliant.
Yep.
Yeah, that's hilarious. All right. So, okay. Well, that's a good spot. Now, are we thinking like it's just like a Midwestern mall, which makes it even more depressing?
Everything about this group makes me think small town.
Yeah.
Other than the
yeah.
billionaire like superhero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. These are definitely B-list villains.
Mhm.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, I definitely feel Squire's comment is worthy of a hero point acknowledgement.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Plus, if they're all younger, that does lend well to a team of young superheroes.
This would be a fun
Yeah.
teen villain group.
Yeah, like
It
the
really feels
Cul-de-Sac
that way.
Kids or something like that.
The
Yeah.
cul-de-sac kids.
We should
Yeah.
make the cul-de-sac kids next week.
Yeah, I think we should. But I do like I just can't stop thinking about the number 2s. Like poop. Yeah. I'm 5. It's a gladiator in training. Sure. That's why he wasn't very good. Or yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's hilarious.
I must go somewhere where people don't have superpowers all over the place. Pix Earth.
Oops.
Damn.
Which is a great kind of kid almost thing to do. Like, that they would presume that would be a good idea. Because they don't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
I am checking out real quick.
Well, it's the classic alien blunder because all alien races have a superpower, but the one thing that they're like, humans don't have a superpower, so Earth should be pretty much a pushover.
Right.
And it's like, oh no, humans have random superpowers. This is terrible.
This is the worst. Absolutely worst.
More like misery, am I right? That's right. So next week we are doing how to build a better death trap.
Ooh.
That
Yes,
could be a tie-in.
the perfect thing for your Airbnb.
That's right. John says maybe the gladiator just looks like an adult, but is actually a tween runaway of his race.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Gerald, I need you to know that the gladiator's name is now Git in my brain forever.
Good. That's great. It's a good
Gladiator in training, but
Git.
they go by the name Git.
Yeah, I love that.
And nobody knows it's an acronym.
I think SC Terran Marine says Robo-Rat would love death traps, and I think you're absolutely right.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Let's see how you can run this death maze, humans.
I love that. I love that it's sort of like, what is that game? Mousetrap? But it would be like, for humans.
Yep.
I play my own game, Human Trap.
That's Hanover Fist. Very
Yes.
smart. That is very true. The key to a solid death trap is do not interrupt it to monologue.
Nope. Classic blunder.
I love it. All right. I feel like we are near paid up, caught up on our arrears as far as they're getting the extra minutes that we stole from them at the beginning of the program. I feel like it's a good stop, like a kind of good place to wrap up, and then we'll bring some of this energy back for next Monday.
Yes. Bring your
Yeah,
death trap ideas, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Ruminate on your death trap ideas, and that'll be on the 18th. No, that's not right. It'll be on the 11th. The 18th is the holiday fun event. What? We don't know. So bring your holiday fun. Like maybe you want to play, I don't know, you want to get together and play Jackbox. That's super fun. Easy to play digitally so people can play no matter where they are. Think about that stuff too. Holiday fun event. What do we want to do? Maybe we'll yeah, I do too. It's super fun.
I like
all of them.
I don't know if that's clean for these people.
Well, we could, yeah.
Family show, Alex.
Yeah, we are a family show. Think about it, friends, and come.
It's me on people.
Your people. I want to thank Stan for dropping the art on us. That's good stuff.
Mhm.
Always love a good
Yes.
Stan illustration. And yeah, Claude, would you do me a favor and check out the Lair B&Bs around and see if we can't rent one for the party? I think that'd be great.
That's my pen.
Oh, good. Stanek says I sent a colorized version. Nice. We'll get that into the Museum du Stan. Jackbox has options for the person running the game to vet submissions. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, Jackbox can be. I think that might be the answer, but there might be also something else out there that we don't know about. So think about it, and then I'm trying to think of what kind of an exchange of gifts we could do of some sort. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I've got ideas for these two guys. But yeah, I'll have to think about this. I'll have to think about it. All right, friends. Hey, Steve, what do you got going? What's going on in Steve Kensonland?
Keeping busy, it's working on Worlds of Valiant and keeping that rolling along, and working on the other various components of the Valiant adventures with Alex to get things ready.
Nice, very nice. I've been digging around in the back library. Really great comics. Not something that I've been exposed to before. I'd seen it kind of peripherally, but hadn't really gotten into it. Really, really good stuff. Say, Mr. Thomas.
Sorry, I was taking a note about the Terror at the Mall adventure and writing down all these characters' names and deals.
Right.
Everybody, mark your bingo sheet accordingly.
Not until the end of the year, RC. Then we may have news. We'll see.
Yeah.
Who must not be named.
That's our current deadline for additional material. So.
Speaking of additional material, Alex, you have so much going on. You were running games at conventions and from conventions to other places. What else you got cooking? Where can folks find you doing your thing?
Tonight I'll be playing Baldur's Gate over on Untold Stories Project, twitch.tv/Untold Stories Project. Tuesday I'll be in our regular Mutants and Masterminds game where I'm playing Anson, which is a ton of fun. And Sunday I'll be doing some more work over at Gen Con TV with Emerald City Knights. So I'm all over the place right now.
Right.
I fortunately don't have another convention until April, so I'm gonna chill out for a minute.
Nice, good. So you can kind of get into the Christmas spirit a little bit, and
we did talk about having an actual play on the 14th next week.
Did we do that? And we did, and we shall, and we will. That's happening. That's right.
There's that.
We said that everybody said they were good. So
everybody said they were good.
So that'll be good. I'm gonna be
here. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. That was a really fun one. And
we talked about some fun stuff maybe on December 23rd. That's a Saturday. If you guys have marking on your calendars, it's gonna be a crazy M&M day.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna be reprising my role as the alien from Cell. What is my name?
Plintar?
Pinterest.
I don't think it's Pinterest.
It's Pintar. Pintar from Celtron 3, and or 4 or 2. There's a couple Celtrons. But there we go. That's right.
You got it at one, Troy.
I did indeed. Who'd have thunk it? But yeah. Oh, hey, Rick. Interesting. Rick brings up that have we ever been involved with or played City of Heroes, City of Villains? And I helped out. I worked at the same company and was really involved with that. But that's fun. Yes, Squire. That is yes. My character has a 14-inch butt crack. It was just the way it was given to me. I don't make these things up. The Redacted Rangers making spaceships bright. Our holiday special for the year, says RC. That is going to be a blast. Of course, we don't want to forget the 18th. That is a very important day. Why? That's my birthday.
Oh, is that why we're doing Christmas fun stuff?
Holiday fun stuff.
Holiday fun stuff, and also, not on purpose, but also probably maybe at the time. But
Troy Day is a holiday.
That's right. So come spend it with us on the 18th. Okay. Well, I think that covers it all.
I'm so irritated that I'm trying to figure out if I do too.
If you do too,
The 14-inch butt crack thing. I'm like, that
Does
feels like
everybody
it
have
might
a-
be. I don't know.
do you have a 14-inch butt crack?
I'm gonna
I
go
mean,
find
not
a ruler
like-
and find out. I'll tell you that much.
I'm not talking about real life. You do you have a character? Were you playing a character in the Redacted Rangers with?
I'm talking about real life me. No, I don't. have a character.
Gotcha. My alien guy just doesn't really have a butt, but just a very long crack.
Mhm.
I
yeah.
think the problem is that you're like 24 inches tall, and that you're like
Yes.
70%. Yeah.
Mhm.
Crack. Yeah.
And on that note,
What a
And
world.
on that note, that it is time for us to depart. Hey, don't forget to stop by the Green Ronin store to fill your stockings with all kinds of good stuff.
Mhm.
You know, the discounts are PDFs, they're on books, they're on novels, even some of the merch. So get in there and fill her up. And we will, and then all of us will have a very Merry Christmas or holiday, whatever it is you'll celebrate. We'll be celebrating too, because then we can pay the bills. So stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, Rick, send a note to let's play at greenronin.com and tell us more about this teacher who uses M&M for team building and teaching acceptance.
Yeah,
I like
we'd
the
love to
sound of
help out.
that.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yes, good Mumamo unto you all. And gentlemen, thank you for your time. Always a blast. I really
As always.
enjoy it. You've redeemed Mondays in my book. And then I shall talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Everyone. That's our hero name, the Redeemers.
I thought it was the bye, everyone's.